All right. So this was supposed to be the week where I do nothing but like weirdo stuff that I'm interested in. But I am putting a rush order on these things. Okay, so the story is a few weeks ago, a friend of mine sent a DM basically asking, hey, I know some folks in DC who have a very, very small independent bottling operation. And, can they send you some stuff to try? It's a couple of rums to try. And I thought, sure, why not? And I had a very firm idea of what to expect. I'm going to get these poured. Because, bottlers don't surprise me very often. So, especially in the U.S., like I was expecting, okay, there's going to be like, there's going to be a Foursquare because Foursquare sells really well. There's probably going to be one of those super woody Belize things for, like the bourbon folks. There might be a Worthy Park or something in there. Maybe a wild card to keep things interesting. Maybe something from, I don't know, like a Panama or something like that. But we're gonna paint within the lines. That is not what these things are. Let me tell you what Parhelia here in DC picked for their first 3 cask bottlings. The first cask they picked, we're just going to go late at the last here because it's so much stronger than the others. This is a WIRD. It's a RID. Do I still have my... Yeah. It is a RID. West Indies Rum Distillery. And it's all pot distilled. No column still in this. And it's not from those, so-called Rockley batches from 2000 that everyone else has been bottling. No. This is from 2016 off of the Gregg's Farm still, which is getting absolutely no hype, no movement on the the usual rum spots of discussion. Made post Rockley hype, pre-Ferrand ownership. Wow, okay. So that's out of left field. Their second cask was a pot-distilled Indonesian rum that was re-racked in an ex-English malt whiskey cask. Okay, and this is the most conventional, and it's a Guadeloupe. It's a Reimonenq. So when the most conventional thing in your independently bottled rum lineup is a freaking Guadeloupean agricole rum, like, you have got my attention and my respect. These people seem to be like just picking things that no one else is caring about to kind of bring in. So that feels like something very much after my own heart, and I want to try them out. And again, I'm going to put the RID in the back here because it is 65% alcohol, and the rest of these are not. We're going to start with the Indonesia, which is the most intriguing thing here. It's also the rarest thing here. Apparently, this was a very, very short cask. They got, how many? Like 58 half bottles of this. So I am lucky to get any of this to review. I think it's already sold out, but I want to taste it. I want to review it. All right, what do we got here? Parhelia Spirits Indonesia Rum, Cask 2. They're not telling you who produced this, but it's Indonesia. Pot distilled from molasses in 2015. Spent a few months in teak, and then was transferred to its English malt whiskey cask, circa 2016 sometime, and then was finally bottled in 2025, early 2025. And again, it was a short cask, so not much of this out here. I'm very happy to taste it. 52.1% alcohol. Let's see what we got. Very different nose. Wow. Okay. Very savory. What do I do with that? Okay. Imagine you have made an absolutely fabulous tomato soup. tomato cream soup. And then you dump a little bit of like a chicken noodle in there as well. So like tomato chicken noodle soup is kind of the vibe on this. But then you're going to eat some vanilla wafers and coffee cake alongside your tomato chicken soup. That is what this smells like. Wow, that is different. White pepper. There's some florals. It's a little bit of like a perfumey florals rather than actual flowers. Oh, this is fun. I like you. Yeah, so it's really tomatoey. It's got, chicken broth, like Maggi cubes. Quite a lot of minerality to this too, kind of beyond the brothiness. There's some kind of wet stones, some seashells. It has to have been American oak because there's a fair amount of vanilla on this, and a little bit of ginger. Even some sweet tea aspects of this. Cola cubes. This is fun. Like, this is just such a delightful collision of American oak meets a very, very, very savory rum. Olives. Oh, yeah. Mix of olives. Certainly some fennel in there, too. This smells like a rum. I don't know what I'm going to score with these, but I will say right off the bat, before I even put this to my lips, I have so much respect for Parhelia, whoever these guys are, for bringing not just something on paper that says Indonesian rum on it, but something with this profile to the American market, because this is so far from like bourbon drinker friendly rum, that kind of style. That yeah, props to you guys. On the palate. I just said that. Oh, that's gorgeous. Okay. On the palate, this is, in fact, very bourbon drinker friendly rum. Tons of vanilla wafers, sweet tea, a little bit of creme brulee, coffee cake. But it still has that backbone of like tomato soup, chicken bouillon cubes, like even a little miso soup in there, a little bit of miso. Certainly some minerality, salted licorice, rocks, fennel, olive, but all that savory stuff, it's definitely pulled back on this. It's more of a color note that's sort of just giving accent and detail to the delicious woody factor to this. This is killer. That kind of perfumey floral thing. Oh. Oh. If you can get more of this, get more of this. I'm serious. Like I'm throwing money at my screen. This is tremendous. But it's also just unique. I mean, it's not as big a slap in the face as some of the older bourbon barrel aged Clarens. They're easier to wrap your head around than that, but it's just such a wonderful marriage of American oaky deliciousness and like weird savory rumminess. It really gives you some idea of what rivers might taste like if you threw it in oak for like 8 or 9 years. There's some aromatic wood in this, like some balsa wood. I could see Port Moran fans getting into this. Flowers, little pickle juice. Clove, pumpkin pie. Lots of black pepper and a really impressive finish. It just kind of... It's not just that it's grippy. It does have grip. But it's that halo of different kinds of flavors. A little sage, too. It all kind of just floats around well after you swallowed. Geez, this is a fabulous rum. It's $100 for a half bottle. But think, that's... they're getting... they're getting income of less than $6,000 total for this release. I mean, they have to be losing money on this to have brought over a leaky barrel from Europe to bottle this. I mean, it's, again, much respect for releasing this thing. Go find more. I will give this a little bit of water, even though it breaks my heart. I don't want to drown, but I have to try because I'm reviewing this, right? That is the reason why I have this little sample, is because I have to review it to tell you how good it is. I'll risk like a couple drops more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to move on. I'm going to move on. Okay. Now we got something perhaps a little bit more conventional. This is the cask number 3, Parhelia Guadeloupe Rum from Reimonenq in Sainte-Rose, Basse-Terre. And this is, it's just a good old-fashioned short column, traditional column distilled. Cane juicer. But did I write down when this? Yeah, okay. So distilled 2015, but then only aged in from 16 to 25, so 9 years old. 186 bottles of this, 52.3% alcohol. Interesting. Ex-bourbon barrel. But ex-bourbon barrel, but if you handed this to me, I wouldn't think so. It's really not throwing a lot of American oak aged agricole just presents bourbon. This does not. If anything, there's some almost a dried citrus kind of thing, like a dried lemon character to this. Certainly some rockiness. There's some limestone. Just rocks, just gravel, dried lemon. Hippie toothpaste component. So fennel and a little bit of mint, but like muddled mint. The minerality is really on point, though. This is really, really rocky. I mean, those of you, Chablis fans, Loire Valley white wine fans, this is going to be your jam. I don't know if there's any Pouilly Fumé fans watching the channel, but this is your kind of rum. I'm looking for vanilla, and it's just not there. There's a little hint of like a dried fruit. What is that? I want to say dried fig, but that's not it. Currant, dried currant, white currant. But even a little bit of like a unripe strawberry thing in there too. Touch of old candy. I'm like a little bit of a Sour Patch element in the nose to this. Really interesting. You see bourbon barrel agricole rum. You have a certain expectation in your head, right? This does not smell like that expectation, and I'm okay with that. It's really, really minerally. It's got some citrusy elements. Touch of floral. Blossoms, I guess, on the palate. This reminds me a little bit of the what is it, the triple X6 from Fine Trams. But that was like Indian Ocean, right? But anyways, it's got that kind of like floor cleaner, like cleaning product kind of energy to it, but good. It's doing a similar kind of vibe to that. So you're mixing. There's some Fabuloso in this, but also like a little bit of Lemon Pledge. Intense minerality, rocks, all the rocks, limestone, roadside gravel. Lemon lime, Sprite, I guess, really. A little orange peel. Ooh, fun. Hippie toothpaste again. You got your fennel and you got your mint. Also some basil. Like a little bit of muddled basil thing. Is there a little hint of vanilla in there? Yeah, just a little hint. Yeah, punching through the wall of Fabuloso, and that's okay. But really, again, I wouldn't call American oak on this. It's not that obvious. There is a little bit of that old candy thing, where maybe on like sweet tarts on the palate. Yeah, fun. Again, if this is a rum for white wine drinkers, particularly Chablis, maybe Champagne nerds, and Loire Valley whites. Good Italian white wines too. Anyways, I like this a lot. I don't think it's beating the Indonesia, but that's no bad thing. Let's give this some water, and we'll move on. Okay. Now this monster, this is the WIRD. WIRD. This is cask 1. This was the first cask they ever picked, and it is. Again, probably they don't explicitly say, but probably distilled on the Gregg's farm still, but all pot distilled, WIRD, aged in first fill bourbon from 2017 to 2025, but it was actually distilled in like a year prior, in 2016. 7 years old, 220 bottles on this, distilled from molasses, of course, 65.4% alcohol by volume. I am very, very happy to see what WIRD can do. Kind of in more recent batches, but still divorced from, sketchy cognac casks and stuff. Yeah, just classic Barbados. I mean, really, it reminds me a lot of those Mount Gays I had a while back, the pot still ones. I mean, we are in southern dessert cart city with this. What is this? Well, first of all, there's a lot of chocolate. So we're going to, before we get to the southern dessert cart, we're going to start with some brownies. Just a big old plate of brownies. Tons of chocolatey goodness. Then you got your Lane cake, you got your pecan pie. A little bit of actually, you know what? I'm not getting pineapple. Usually I get pineapple, but this time not really. I'm getting some banana though. There's maybe some banana custard happening. The Pepsi Cola is flowing freely. Just good old fashioned pound cake, or maybe like a. Or yeah, let's go coffee cake rather than pound cake, but cakey. Yeah, a lot of Pepsi on this. And, you are getting your rummy hints. It's very, very Barbados. So there's some florals, wildflowers, mixed wildflowers. But you were getting some olive. You are getting mostly black olive, I would say. You were getting your seashells. You were getting a little bit of more of a fennel note than a licorice note. But yeah, and honestly, just a little hint of rubber. Like a tractor tire or something. Yeah, it's very classic low ester pot still rum Barbados. Tobacco, honestly, not so heavy on the tobacco. There's a slight, maybe that's that some of that chocolate is edging into black Cavendish, but it's really more on the chocolatey edge of things. If you get my drift. Super nice. I mean, this is... On its face, it's a weird pick. Like, ain't no one, hunting for the Gregg's Farm still picks. But this, at least on the nose, this is a rum I could plop down in front of normal rum drinkers, and they'd be like, good rum. On the palate. Ooh. Unexpectedly spicy. Very, 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 very heavy on the cinnamon and the black pepper. It just like enters in your mouth and then explodes right in the middle. Kapow, like a depth charge or something. Wow, okay. There's even like a curry note on this. Ooh. Sweet tea. Black olive. You got your lane cake and your pecan pie. The chocolate is really not there. Now we're getting tobacco. So the chocolate, the brownies have shifted into full tobacco territory. We are in darker Virginia flakes, maybe some black Cavendish as well. There's something on the front end of this. What is that? Right on the arrival, it's like a, it's not rubber. I mean, okay, there's a little bit of a rubberiness, but it's like what is that glue that's kind of fruity? I never, not that I've eaten it, but on the inhale, like it really presents as like fruity glue on the front of my palate. Almost red fruit, but it's gluey, but fun. This is tremendous. It has an industrial, it has an edge to it, but it's also very decadent at the same time. I could see Fiji fans getting into this, honestly. Vanilla. Did I say sweet tea? Sweet tea. Pepsi. Oh, really more like cola cubes than actual soda, I guess. It is so peppery. Really fun profile. All three of these are quite good and kind of just in their way at least a little bit different from other stuff you've had, and I applaud that. These are great little picks. All right, let's get some water in this, and we'll go back through and give these some scores. Jeez, I'm already 24 minutes in. Okay. 2, 3, 4. We'll do at least 5. Getting a little more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I don't add water because you have to add water because adding water is better. I add water to put stress on the spirits. Sometimes they respond very positively to that kind of stress. And sometimes they respond very negatively to that kind of stress. Either way, it tells you something, and it's useful to kind of have that as something to talk about in a review. All right, let's go back to the Indonesia. I really hope I didn't drown this, because they didn't give me that much. And you know what? I understand them not giving me that much of this, because they have to make their money off of this pick. Oh. All right. Parhelia Spirits Indonesia. Just, yeah. It's a gorgeous nose. It really does feel like someone continentally aged some rivers or something like that for, the better part of a decade. That's kind of the energy. It's so... I mean, the tomato soup chicken broth thing on this is just bonkers. But then it's got all that decadent oaky stuff to kind of give it some, its own character, its own color. I mean, this is what rum is all about. This is just such a fun profile. Terrific. I mean, I could say more, but I'm totally on board with this. I mean, you can't buy it right now anyways, right? So I'm not going to rack my brain trying to find more notes. On the palate. Oh. Even better with water. Oh, man. Jesus. So with water, it all kind of firms up a little bit more. And on the finishes, if any, it's still going. It's still going. Like, if anything, the finish is longer. And then, like, a couple of seconds into it, there's this extra burst of herbs and, like, mixed... like, I don't even know, basil and some herbs. Let's go with mixed herbs on the back, way back in the back of your mouth, on the towards your tonsils. This is fabulous. Boom. Yeah, wow. Indonesia, baby. Wow. So, yeah, this is... In some ways, it's very, very... On the palate, at least, it's very, very dominated by delicious American oaky stuff. But it is so, like, intertwined with savory, tomatoey, chicken brothy, floral weirdness, herbaceous weirdness stuff. That it just has so much little detail on it. And the development and the mouth presence are so good. I was thinking high 80s when I tried this neat. I think this steps up to like a full 90 with water. Yeah, I cannot think of anything to complain about with this. It's fabulous. This is a fabulous rum. 90 points. I think it really only gets that last point when you add water, but still, my God. I'm just going to finish this. Oh, sorry about that. Christmas presents. And at least where I am, if you miss FedEx the first time, you're never getting it. So, this Indonesia is a fabulous rum. And if you have a bottle, you should be bringing it to every single bottle share. Sorry. Bring it to every single bottle share you ever go to, because people deserve to taste this. 90 points. Moving on to Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe, I'm sorry. It's France. It's Guadeloupe. Too many of those in the world. All right. Not a whole lot of change with water on the nose of this. But it's still, I like this nose. It's very, I mean, it's still very identifiable as, cane juice rum, but we're on the kind of cleaning product meets rocks kind of end of things. Really, fun. So, for the 10 of you out there who really enjoyed Triple X number 6, which I previously reviewed, this is going to be your jam. On the palate. Okay. I feel like I may have underestimated this after how good the Indonesia was. This is fabulous. This has really good mouth presence as well. We got some impressive mouth length on this for something this age and with tropical, mostly continental aging. I'm sorry. My tonsils are getting tickled. I'm enjoying it. Profile-wise, it is so dominated by the rocks. The cleaning product stuff, the Fabuloso and the Lemon Pledge are still in there. They're still in the mix, but the rocks have really come forward to take command of this. We're moving past, high minerality French white wines now. Now we're moving into like Austrian Riesling territory. We are moving into like wines that make you feel like you are chewing on rocks and enjoying it. Yeah. But it's still got that little bit of cleaning product thing inside of it. And same set of flavors as before. But again, a little bit less cleaning product. And the mouth presence is actually better. It's better than it was without water. I like what these folks are cooking. It's not, It is very rare to have a chance to try agricole rums in this style that have not just that are aged but haven't really been like hammered with oak. This one is aged, but the oak has really been a medium for the development of the terts, as we say in wine, the tertiary notes, and I'm really enjoying this. Not as good as the Indonesia, but I like it. Really, really fabulous rum. 87 plus? Yeah, that seems right. 87 plus points. Good stuff. And lastly, the WIRD. Let's see where this went with water, and it needed more than the other two. Yeah, the colas have now gone out of control. RC, Pepsi, cola cubes, even a little cream soda on this. But, it's still recognizable as a rum. You've still got the olives and the fennel, the rocks, the black licorice. Along with, your southern dessert cart. The brownies have kind of transfigured into like Tootsie Rolls. We are now getting a full-blown Tootsie Roll thing on this. Oh, totally. It's like Tootsie Rolls, like submerged in cola, in a good way. But rum on the palate. Still very much a spicy boy. Still very much gonna, explode into black pepper and curry and cinnamon dragon stuff, like halfway through your mouth. But like, there's it's doing all the things. It is doing all the things that you want a bourbon barrel aged, low ester Caribbean kind of rum to do. And I am enjoying that little industrial note, that little like fruity glue / rubber thing, particularly on the front end. This has some character, it really does. And I imagine being frickin' Plantaray, frickin' Ferrand, and having stills like this, and the old Rockley, oh god, what is the chain? The Vulcan. Imagine having those stills at your access, at your control, and still basing your brand around like, Shiraz finishes and quirky cognac casks. This is a good one. I will stop editorializing. This is a fabulous rum. I think it may be my least favorite of the three. Hold on, let me try the Guadeloupe one more time. It's just maybe a half a step down from the Guadeloupe on complexity, but like this is good stuff. Yeah, it does have that big explosion of spice and the industrial thing, and all that kind of desserty, tobacco-y Barbados rum, Bajan rum goodness, but yeah, I'll stick with an 87 on this. 87 points. Pretty gosh darn good. And you know what? It doesn't taste like a Foursquare. It doesn't taste like, well, a Mount Gay, although I compared it to Mount Gay initially. It kind of tastes like its own thing. And who else out there is bottling Gregg's Farm stuff from WIRD? Yeah. And that is your video. That is your reviews. 87 points for this, for cast number 1. 87 plus for this Guadeloupe. And I know you can't get any more, but the rock star here for me is this Indonesian one, cast number 2. If you have a chance to taste this, you totally should. It's very unique, and I want to try more stuff like this in the future. So, Parhelia folks, if you have a line on more casks like this, get them out there. Because you have a small audience, but you've got an audience. Yeah, thanks for watching, and cheers.